Well, that's it for, the pre-show. Oh, excuse me. Man, the pollen is really bad here in West Central Texas. So good morning, everybody. It's the 12th of March. And boy, do we have a weather maker coming in. Just getting reported early this morning. I've been still trying to find where they put the numbers at so I can give it, but some people are already putting out pre-warnings that this is going to be very bad. So bad that places like California had, what do you call it, had those wildfire stuff. They already started their mandatory evacuation. 7 o'clock this morning. They got a couple more hours, and then they got to start evacuating because they're worried about the landslides, the flooding, and everything else. And this is going to go throughout all the 48. So, keep an eye on this weather maker comes in on the West Coast. And, supposedly it's going to be heavy snow in parts of the country. And there's going to be mass tornadoes, heavy rain, flooding, and all that through the central and all that. And if you live in the Central Plains, you got 1 or 2 more days to prepare, start putting stuff that'll fly away because winds are going to be minimum of 40 miles an hour, gusting to 80 plus. So, and then add rain and everything else to it. If you got a tornado, yeah. So please be weather aware for the next at least 5 to 10 days. I mean, just because it's sunny out doesn't mean in 5 minutes you don't have this big old cloud coming. So let's get this show going and get a load of this. good morning. Alrighty. Well, yeah, it is currently 61 degrees sunny here in west central Texas. It won't be like that in a couple of days, probably Thursday night, Friday. So still got a little bit of time. But on there, but first things first, this came out about an hour ago from dailymail.com. California has been rocked by 2 earthquakes in less than 3 hours. Let's see. California experienced 2 earthquakes on 7:45 Eastern Time, with the largest measuring 3.2. The second one was 2.5. Why does that matter? Because they've been being rocked quite a bit lately, and yeah, can you imagine with all this water and rain coming? What's that going to do? You're going to have all those open gaps on the ground and all that. What's that going to cause? Yeah, more slippage. Yeah. So, good morning, everybody. Let me say hi to everybody that's here real quick. I know it's a short list for now because I didn't get to post this last night. I was busy doing other things. Unfortunately, life takes precedence at times. So, good morning, Lady D. See you're on the phone. Business comes first. That's real life. Good morning, Ray Water. Good to see you. Glad you could join us. And Marshmallow Man. He's complimenting us. Nothing like the lower 48. Yeah. I'm just wondering, hey, Marshmallow Man, do you live in Alberta? Because I hear Alberta still wants to join us. Yeah. But, yeah, and of course we got lurkers out there. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you find something informative, something funny, or, everything else there. Still waiting to see if Mike around the world's going to check his email or check his phone to see that we went live. Like I said, I was only able to set this up about 30, 40 minutes ago, so sorry about that. Now I was fighting with myself because I was so tired for everything I had to do yesterday. So, but let's start off with the good stuff. Yeah. Did you know that they're blaming Mr. T yet again? Well, what don't they blame Mr. T on? Well, congratulations, Mr. T. He got himself a Tesla. I think that's probably the first president we ever saw actually driving a vehicle. Yeah. And you notice it was only him and Elon when they're driving. There was no Secret Service around, but of course it was on the White House grounds and far enough away, and he was still protected and stuff. So yeah. Oh, my computer! I'm really now it wants to restart. It's like nope, don't want to do no updates. All right, so yeah, first thing they're blaming him because there's like $1 billion they're taking away from the USDA, and that's going to be affecting certain schools and all that. I don't know about the exact number, if it's really a billion or they're just exaggerating because it's mainstream media, but let's put some facts into it. I did a little looking into and, jump in that rabbit hole and look at it. Of course, USDA is cutting funding for certain farmers and all. That's pride stuff for the schools. Well, yeah, this money was put in there during the pandemic when the schools were shut down and the kids were, at home. So what did they do for those years that, yeah, they had that food. They had the money for the food, but the kids weren't going to school to eat. So where'd that money go? If they really want to push the issue, I say get Elon's crew in there and see what they spent those $1 billion a year on while the kids were at home, supposedly learning there. Because I don't think they use DoorDash or Uber Eats to deliver them food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Think about it. Oh, you're in Ontario. Oh, you're one of those. Okay. But don't worry. Marshmallow Man says if Canada becomes the 51st state, I wonder what the lower 48 will be called. Hey, don't worry about it, dude, because it's still going to be the same. It's going to be Texas, and it's instead of 47, it's going to be 48 bitches. Yeah, you've heard of that one before. Yeah, you'll just become one of Texas bitches. Yeah. All right. Hey, good morning, Mike. How you doing?
Morning, Trust. Morning, chat. How y'all doing? Mike from around the world.
Mike from around the world. What?
Yeah, you said the wonder when Mike from around the world is going to check his email.
Yeah. Oh, you caught that, did you?
Yeah,
Sorry,
listen.
I was listening to one of his streams, and there's so many mics on YouTube. That's why I don't give my real name. Only a few people know my real name, and because there's probably about 4 of us on YouTube with my name, so I'll just stick to trust. It's easy. There ain't no other trust out there. If they are, they're fakes. They're AI, damn it. So yeah, so people are throwing a fit that some are these organizations that are well, we told the farmers and this. It's like, okay, when the pandemic was declared over by Biden, these farmers, these schools, and everybody else should have known eventually that extra money that they threw into the system was going to go away. I say if they want to keep the money to feed the kids, for one, I haven't seen any good freaking meals come out of any school lunches in a long time. No offense to the school ladies, you guys just got to do what your boss says. So, not blaming the people that actually cook the food. But, all right, you're going to feed them? Supposedly it's nutritional stuff? Let's see. Let's do physical fitness, mandatory tests. And depending on where your schools are set up at, those are the ones that are going to get their food. So you got all the fat, chubby girls and boys that are going to the school. Yeah, they need to go on a diet. Yeah, we'll send them lettuce or cabbage. The more cabbage they eat, the less I got to freaking try to eat. Yeah, that's not being mean. I'm worried about their welfare. They need to freaking get in shape. But yeah, so they're complaining about that. And then, Iowa's freaking doing away. They're the USDA in Iowa's doing away contracts with the farmers, and the farmers like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. They showed an apple farmer, which it takes longer than you just plant an apple seed and the tree pops up 3 weeks later. Lady's like, well, we had all this going to grow and give to this. No, you have apple trees there. It's an orchard. Sometimes they grow, sometimes they don't. Depends on the season, depends on the water, the weather, and everything else.
Morning, Lady D. Yeah, that's what I always said. You can talk to the best gardeners in the whole world, and they'll even tell you crops do fail.
So y'all got to think about it. I don't feel anything for any of these people. The farmers, hey, you got open markets. I guess you could rent a table for whatever it is now, $20, and go out there on the weekends, sell your produce that's extra. You got to go. That's a side hustle for a farmer. Oh my God. Think about it. What do you think all the chicken farmers got to do when they got all those eggs? Anyway, so let's see. Covered Trump. Trump's got a new Tesla. We covered the USDA stuff. Sort of covered a little bit on the weather that's coming in through the Pacific this weekend. It's going to be bad for all 48. We may have to send some up to where did Marshmallow say he was at? Ontario. Yeah, I think he said he was in Ontario. I think we need to send some of the weather up there to him. He needs a little bit of it. So, Mike,
Yeah.
you still got a couple of days. Maybe by Monday, could be Sunday. The system coming in is a huge one. It's going to affect all 48. I haven't seen the numbers. I'm still waiting for them to send me the numbers. But yeah, could bring lots of rain, wind, snow, definitely for the northern part of those states. And yeah, they're calling it possible. Some of it's going to be so severe the tornadoes start racking up. So I have a feeling you're going to get ice and snow, and definitely the wind yet again.
I
Probably
know
by
this
over the
weekend.
weekend. So
I know this weekend we're supposed to get rain all weekend, but when is that system supposed to hit us?
it's hitting California as we speak now. So bad that yeah, but I can't remember. I think it was Fresno. They put mandatory evacuation 7 o'clock this morning for the residents that lived in a certain town that were affected by the fires and all the flooding and all that came when they had that little sprinkler system come through. They're telling them leave. It's like, oh, we're not going to rescue, no nothing, because this one is a heavy setter. This one's coming in to make records. So, like I said, I
Yeah,
haven't seen the numbers yet, but I will look at them when they finally come into me today. And hopefully, I'll have something no later than Friday morning when we go live. Otherwise, if it's that bad of an emergency, I may have to do either a live stream or a video before then. Hey, Al
hello,
Bundy, how you doing?
hello, Al Bundy. So, do they know when it's gonna come in our area? Like Monday,
I'm saying
Tuesday?
sometime after the weekend, probably Sunday, Monday is what I'm guessing of what I've seen so far, because it's supposed to hit the Central Plains by Friday, Saturday. So it's a mover, but
That's just great because most of the stuff's all melted and just getting ready for more snow. But like I've been telling everybody, I say, I get it. You guys have spring fever and that, and I said for this area, how bad it's been, I'm thinking we're gonna get nailed at least once or two more times before it gets better.
yeah. Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. West Central Texas, or West Texas Stacker. Sorry, I'm so used to putting Central in there for where I'm at. So good to see you. Good video this morning, by the way. I haven't commented, but I will go back and comment. I was trying to choose my words wisely before I put a comment in your video. Sorry I missed the live stream, but I was able to at least watch the video.
I got
Yeah,
a
Lady D.
video.
Go ahead.
Sorry, no,
No, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was
I,
going to say, go ahead.
no, go. I'm sorry.
But Lady D, I was just answering Lady D. Yeah, I think it might be part of the moon. Like I warned everybody, be ready for the weird stuff. I had had these weird feelings that something was going to happen. And I think this may be the prelude of everything's going to happen. And the moon. And a lot of people are like, when is the best time to watch the moon? Well, if you're in the Western Hemisphere of the U.S., you'll be able to see it. Hopefully, the storms don't cover it up with all the clouds and everything. But yeah, I think Texas will be able to see it. I think it's supposed the full moon, the what do you call it? The eclipse is supposed to start like anywhere after. It's supposed to start at 11, but the full eclipse is supposed to be like one something in the morning, and it'll be like 1 or 2 hours before it starts going away, and you'll be able to see the whole redness of the blood moon after like 1:30 in the morning. So if you want to be up that early in the morning to see it, go ahead. I'm pretty sure I'll be taking a good nap and something's going to wake me up. So, so sorry about that, Mike. Go ahead.
I got I got a video I'm putting up later. It's called Tic Tac Toe. Anyone?
Okay.
And I can't use the screenshot I want to use because I probably might get taken down, and I'm skeptical about putting the video up, but I'm gonna give it a shot because it was pretty bad here this morning up in the skies and that.
Well, you can always look out the window, Lady D. Yeah, but the winds are going to be there too. I've already told everybody they got a couple of days. They better start putting anything that can blow, you know, away. Put it in a shed or something in your garage. Don't forget about your lawn equipment unless it's heavy steel or bolted down. It's probably going to be moving anywhere from minimum of 40 miles an hour up to 80 plus. And that's going to be all moving east. So a lot of people are going to be unprepared because they're like, oh, it's not going to be enough to look. The sun's out. Yeah, say that to all those little and big towns that got hit with the tornadoes. 3, 4 minutes before a tornado come, it was all bright and sunny and everything else. Next thing you know, bam! I'm telling you.
I think it was Friday. It was Friday or it was last week when it was so bad windy here where my tarp blew off of my grill, and then when I went to Wally World, all the cart returns are blown over and blown into the street.
Yeah. Oh yeah. West Texas. Yeah. I'm definitely avoiding I-20. I'm avoiding any major freaking streets, highways, or anything else. I am doing all my traveling around this storm because, as you know, you still got those people out there that don't wear seatbelts, that aren't insured, and they text on their phone because that's more important. You know, if a storm's coming through, they're gonna have to text. They're gonna have to go live. Oh my God! Look what I'm having to drive to. Bam, and they hit somebody. I don't want to be one of those people get hit. As y'all know, about a couple of years ago, my car got hit, and it was just parked legally in the front. Almost got completely wrapped around my front tree. Somebody wasn't paying attention. Yeah. And were they insured? Nope. But luckily I had good insurance. So
Yeah, all those dumb people out there taking all these risks just to get views on their channel. It makes no sense to me.
mm. Yeah, but please be weather aware for at least the next 5 to 10 days until it completely passes. And remember, even when it passes, it gets all quiet. Doesn't mean it's over. Give it 24 hours. And then, even then, be ready. If you haven't freaking trimmed your trees, expect tree branches to be falling down. My neighbors learned that from the last system that came through here. And I'm talking about the 3 neighborhoods that are in my area. They all looking at me, giving me these looks, and I was trimming all my trees and all that. And a couple other people like, hey, that's a good idea. They hired a company to do it, but I ain't paying that amount for it. Nope. And the rest suffered. I had to go out there and pick up their tree branches, and they're going to have to pick up more. I just checked all mine yesterday, and I'm like, yeah, and that's why I was too busy. I was out there freaking, I was getting the big D from the big sun out there, and yeah, it wore me out.
No, we're not going to start this again, are we?
Now today, we're gonna say you need to get some C, vitamin C. That is. So get your mind out of it together. We're talking about vitamins.
Speaking of trees, it's like that time my sister stayed here for a couple days because she was on her way to Hampton Beach for vacation, and this was I think like 4 years ago. And we got up in the morning, went out, and one of the trees on the other side, just for some reason, it fell on top of her car, and the way it was it angled in that I couldn't cut it with the car there, otherwise it would have snapped and it would have broke the window and that. So I just told her to get in the car and gun it, and she did, and it was fine. The car was fine, but then I had to chop up that tree and do all that stuff. But yeah, she got lucky that her car was all right.
Yeah, Al Bundy, just be careful about those double D's because if you seen some of the freaking kids nowadays, you could tell they were being breastfed till 14 or so, and look how they came out. Yeah, you can see them on TikTok. So some of those don't need to have those double D's being fed to them. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff in the news. Hey, Canada folded. I kind of saw that, and even his apology, I don't accept that sucker's apology. I'm waiting
Oh,
for him to show up at the White House to see
the guy.
how he's going to try to act. Is he going to pull a Zelensky? Because he's going to get his ass beat.
Oh, you mean the guy that replaced Sparkle Sacks?
Yep. So come on now, you're going to put a 25% tax on power? Well, hey, Trump was going to enact an emergency order to freaking cut all those 3 states that Canada was thing and revert it to our system. Yeah. I think we need to do that anyway. We should not be relying on any freaking power source from another country whatsoever. See how they like it. You want to threaten us? No, we're not going to freaking give you anything that you could threaten us with.
Remember back in the old days, they wanted to put a tax on windows because you looked out them, and then they were actually going to try to put a tax on the air you breathe. I can't talk. The air we breathe too.
Yeah. But hey, as you notice, I didn't mention the country because the Europeans are freaking throwing their hissy fits right now. Well, that's fine. They're going to go to war. They don't need us to. It's unexcusable that we put these terrorists on there, even though they've been getting all this money. We've been freaking paying it, and now we're trying to make it fair, and they think it's unreliable, or whatever other words they want to use. They're like, screw you. We don't need your shit. What does Britain send us? The last time I know they sent us anything was tea, and we had a tea party. We can do that shit again. We just won't accept. Let their ships come all the way, spend the fuel and all that, and then deny their stuff. It's like, no, we're not going to pay that freaking tariff. Sorry, we don't want it. Send it all back. So they already lost on the fuel and everything else.
We should have we should have an instead of a tea party, we should have an egg party with the prices the way they're going up. It's holy crap.
No, let's help Budweiser out. Let's have a Bud Bowl party. We'll just
Oh
send them
no.
Budweiser. It's not
Oh,
it's not safe to drink, so
what were they thinking when they had that did that commercial? They ended up losing billions of dollars because of that, and all these other companies are still doing that stuff. And I said, didn't you realize from Budweiser's mistake? Obviously, they don't.
yeah. Okay, well, I usually don't keep an eye on him, but I know this guy's name, and there's an article on the Financial Key. So go to thefinancialkey.com and check it out. It says Dave Ramsey says retirees should claim Social Security at 62. Here are 11 key pros and cons. So you get a little bit less money. If you're a guy, I'd be getting it the moment you can get it because there's no guarantee you're going to live till 70. Whatever they're trying to jack up the frickin' thing to until they fix that fix. Like I stated a couple of days ago, males should be able to get it 10 years earlier than females since we don't live as long because we're doing all the heavy work.
I'm not.
We're
I'm
living.
not laughing at that. I'm laughing at what Al Bundy wrote.
He's still talking about double D's probably.
No,
Al Bundy, everybody knows he drinks Bud Light. Yeah, we're gonna send Canada Bud Light. Yeah, specifically, we're gonna send it all to Ontario. Yeah, yeah. Because hey, let's see. Good financial news. Hey, there's a new Kentucky bourbon company that got crowned as the best in the world. It's in Kentucky. It ain't Canada. So go ahead and tariff our freaking whiskey. You just won't have the best. Yeah. And you got to check it out. Do your own research. Find out which one it is. It's an oddball. I looked at it and I'm like, what the heck?
aren't the best ones we have Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, and then the Maker's Mark or something like that.
Yeah. Well, this is not one of those three. This is like a mom and pop homegrown one, and they freaking just annihilated everybody else. And the list that I saw didn't have a Canadian whiskey in there, so maybe that's a message to them. Stop adding your maple syrup to the whiskey; it's not worth it. So, needless to say, all the tariffs went into place, and Europe's pissed off. Canada's pissed off because they got the 25% across the board to all countries on aluminum and steel and everything else. Damn, Skippy, bring it back. You know who's rejoicing? Scrappers. I'm a part-time scrapper again, and yeah, I got all this scrap metal and all that in my yard, but I keep it all nice. It's not all thrown like a junkyard or anything else. And I'm waiting for the prices to go up more, and they've been going up, especially copper. Oh yeah, copper is definitely going up there. So y'all may want to start watching some of those scrappy channels, how to micro scrap some stuff. Lady D says, my children's chicken nuggets come from Canada. Are they really chicken nuggets? I didn't know Canada had chickens. I thought they had ducks. Yeah, that's a Canadian joke. Come on, Lady D. You know you giggled a little bit. You're on the phone giggling. Yeah, but see, that's why I said the key is micro scrap. You got to go for the stuff with a lot of. If you don't got a lot of space, you micro scrap. and you got to do the stuff that's going to bring you the best value. And if you can hold it, the better. A lot of scrapyards will tell you never hold it. Well, steel I don't hold. Aluminum, depending. Bronze I hold. Copper I definitely hold. I think I already got like two 50-pound trash cans full. And I'm working on the third one now. And I do that while I watch TV, and the commercial comes on, I start scrapping some of the copper. Pretty easy to do, and it gives you something to do. If you're not going to do push-ups and exercises during commercials, and you might as well do something productive.
I remember scrapping back in the day with well, not, I didn't do it for a living. I did it as the side thing once in a while. And
You
there
know,
was this place I used to go to, and back then they used to have a magnet for some of the cans because they only wanted aluminum. Because back then, some of the soda cans in that were made of steel and not aluminum.
yep. Here's things that you could do. You buy some canned vegetables. You got your canned soup, whatever. What do? You open it up, you throw it in your pot, you start cooking it, and you throw the can away in the trash. Why? Rinse it out, clean it, get all the food particles out, put it on the ground, take the label off, and crush it. Flatten it like you would an aluminum can.
Or
You'd be surprised how much you collect that way.
you could use it as a drinking cup, but you have to make sure you file the edges off. You don't want it sharp. Or you could turn it over, clip a bunch of the little four things out of the bottom part, and put some holes in the top, and make a little makeshift little can stove.
Mm-hmm. So I already got a collection of that ready for the apocalypse. Got the ones ready for my alarm systems when my shotgun shells don't work anymore. And yeah, I don't use the cans for drinking cups. I use glass bottles. There's some neat little videos how to actually do that. You can cut the beer. If you got a beer bottle, you can use a beer bottle, but I don't drink beer, so there's a way for you to be able to cut without a glass cutter. And it's a, it's a it's a quick, unique way of doing it, and you can make that glass bottle into a cup and use that. Why buy
What
stuff? You know,
what I used to do back in the day, and it was time consuming. It wasn't no. It took a few days to do that, but I took a file and I go around the side of the glass bottle. It was a tedious project, but I ended up doing that. I made it a glass out of that,
you know.
but it takes a while. I will be right back.
Alrighty. Yes, Lady D. I understand. If he's HVAC, he knows the value of the copper. And sometimes there's aluminum in there also, and yeah, you'd be surprised. Pretty easy. If you got the right tools, it goes by real quick. I collect mine like I did my copper. I got so many copper motors that I collect them, and I got another one I got to start working on because it's been sitting there. I probably got cobwebs all over it and stuff now. It'll take me about 4 or 5 hours to cut all the copper motors open because they're the regular, you know, motors. They're not the little mini ones that you find like in computers and stuff. And yeah, I use my Oswald and my other stuff and crank all that stuff out 4 or 5 hours later. I'll have a couple of pounds, about probably 20, 30 pounds worth of copper. And yeah, I'll still have more metal, but hey. Yeah, Shift Kicker hasn't been feeling well. She's been sleeping and spending time with her family. And of course, going to the doctor for everything. So hopefully things are going well. Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing you get ahead of the game. Start getting the stuff that you need. Yes, Marshmallow Man, that's one of the ways you can do it. You can use elastic on the glass bottle and then dunk it in water after you set it on fire. And yeah, It'll basically break away, and then you got the bottom part, and you sand it down a little bit, and yeah, now you got a glass cup. So, but you'd be surprised how many things people throw away. Man, I used to do it full time after I graduated college, and people didn't want to pay me what my education and knowledge was worth. So I told them, yeah, I can do my own business, and I did it part time and went to full time. Sometimes, $20 here, $20 there, but usually until I had a big load. Yeah, after going in the junkyards a couple of times, you figure out how to load the vehicle to take it in there and to make the mass amount. So you definitely want to scale, especially if we got big stuff, because you want to be able to call them. Like I always call them and say, hey, I got 200 pounds worth of copper. What's your best price you're going to give me? And one that's willing to give me more than what they advertise, then that's the one I take my stuff to. Yeah. But I want to build a foundry. I'll probably do that after I get my spring garden going. But because once I do a foundry, oh yeah, I'll be melting stuff down. Make it a whole lot easier too. But if we go on I was looking about the Great Depression stuff. Oh man, maybe I saved the thing. I can bring it up a little bit where I'll do it for Friday probably. They keep talking about recession, recession. They want Trump to freaking say something, and they ain't gonna freaking bait him. He's gonna play the game he wants to. These reporters that want to be reporters that don't know how to ask the right questions. If they would ask the questions, we would have had Biden impeached and imprisoned by now. But they're so scared to freaking ask Biden questions, they're not real reporters. Hey, there you go. Marshmallow at $20 is $20. Yeah. But yeah. So needless to say, a lot of these countries are talking big right now. But I gotta laugh at the ones in Europe because they're like, oh, we could do this without America. Yeah, go ahead. You weren't able to do it 80 years ago, and you think you're going to do it now? They really think, oh, we need to freaking weaponize all our populace. Yeah, go ahead. Better show them how to shoot. First, you took away all their freaking protective devices. Now you're going to give them back to them. They're not going to know how to do it. You better start off with bows and arrows. Better yet, freaking show them how to use a slingshot and some rocks. Yeah. Get their aim down before they even try to use something with a projectile. Nerf guns are a good way to teach them. But yeah. So yeah, I'm still a fool. That thing. Let's get out of the freaking NATO. Let's get out of UN. We don't need to be there. Why? All we're doing is paying money, and they're freaking complaining and wanting more money. Al Bundy says tacos and mass destruction. So keep an eye on the border because the cartels are acting up again. They're starting to do stuff. They're starting to fly more of the drones, and they're still trying to do stuff. So I'm just giving you a little short preview of what's going on. Don't want to do spoiler alert because there's stuff really going down there and they're not reporting on yet. Well, welcome back, Lady D. So, all right, so let's go here. My new stream disappeared, sorry. Okay, this is according to Animal Planet headquarters. So go to animalplanetheadquarters.com or animalplanet.com. The lead story is Tornado Alley just shifted. These 5 states are now red zones. I'm going to click on that one to let you know, but since we got these upcoming storms coming, you may want to know which ones. Okay, let's see. Tornado Alley is a region of central United States that is known for a high frequency of tornadoes, but recently it has experienced a significant shift. Originally, this area included some parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, and South Dakota. However, recent studies show that tornado activity is increasing in other regions, particularly in the Southwest and Midwest. So the term tornado alley was first used in 1952 to describe areas that were prone to severe weather. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to read the whole story thing, but I'm just trying to get to the new states. Let's see. However, a recent study showed Tornado Alley is shifting eastward. Oh, this shift might be attributed to climate pattern changes and improvements in tornado detection technology. The southeast, particular states like, are you listening up? I'm not repeating. Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, and Tennessee is experiencing an increase in tornado frequency. Well, I think that has to do a lot with the jet stream and the wobble of the earth, but hey. So Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Tennessee, and Kentucky are now considered high-risk areas. These states are part of what is sometimes referred to as Dixie Alley, a region that is known for violent tornadoes. So Dixie Alley, that's the first time I ever heard of it. So, yeah. But if you're any state east of the ones I just called, yeah, you may want to hunker down because the way this jet stream's going, the wobble of the earth and everything else. Oh, we just had scientists finally admit the sun warms up the earth. Yeah, I reported on that about a week ago when they finally admitted they threw out their hypothesis that it was climate change created by man, and it's the sun that heats the earth, causes the earthquakes. And with the moon and the sun, the waters and tsunamis and everything else are going on. Marshmallow Man. Yeah, you better watch those bombs. You don't want somebody in Walmart. What do they call it? Canadian Mart up in Canada? I don't know. Do they got Walmarts up there? You don't want the person next to you while you're waiting in line at self checkout. You dropped the bomb on me, baby. Yeah. It's the only sound I could think of that had bomb in it, so sorry. Hey, guess who's back? Welcome back.
Sorry about that. I just came back down, and if the thing dropped, that's my phone. I gotta buy a new phone. I'm gonna have to do that when I go get my hose sometime this weekend.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna have to get the same exact model so I can just put the SIM card in there and just do a few things to set it up. Because I am not gonna go to the trouble of setting up a brand new phone. Oh no, that was awful setting it up the very first time. Oh, all the passwords and everything. It's awful. I mean, I get the passwords, but
So, do you want to eat healthier, but you're having problems cutting that sugar when you plan your meals? Go to eatingwell.com. Eatingwell.com. They have a 7-day no sugar meal plan for heart healthy diets, and it's created by a dietitian.
I know some foods they have natural sugars in them, and the only real sugar I have with the foods is when I have my soda with my breakfast and my dinner. That's it.
Well, here's one that came out. This is coming from Deadline. Gene Winfield has passed away. Everybody's in chat's going, who the hell's Gene Winfield? Well, he was the custom car designer for Blade Runner, Star Trek, and other designs for their movies, for their vehicles. He designed them all.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Now, I normally don't don't promote this magazine, but go to cosmopolitan.com, especially if you have a spouse and a birthday's coming up. Cosmopolitan.com states, cancel your reservations. We found 35 delicious birthday dinner recipes you can make at home and entice your spouse. Yep, there you go. Because, it's going to cost you a pretty penny. You try to take them out there and press them. Press them at home. And then do the dishes. Don't even rinse them. Just throw them in the dishwasher. Throw in some of those pot things. They're supposed to clean them. And you can go, hey, honey, I cooked and I even did the dishes. That should give you something. Okay, you ever wondered, you sit there listening to an old song that you hadn't heard in forever, and you're wondering, why didn't that person make it famous? Go to festivaltopia.com. They got from obscurity to fame, musicians who became legends after their death. Yeah, see if you're a person you're wondering about for that favorite song that you're reminiscing about is on there. But you know what? I'll tell you one thing. You ready to have your mind blown?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's already a hit. It's somewhere in the top million of the world, and yeah, I'm famous.
Oh no.
Yeah. I wrote a song,
Yeah, exactly. You won't see that on my tombstone.
Yeah, some of those the ones that didn't become famous, they just had they were one hit wonders. I mean, they still made music in that, but they never became as famous as they could have been.
They do got Walmarts up in Marshville Land. Wow. So hey, I just got notified of something. So let me go up here and click this button. It's time for food. Porn with Mike B.
Dinner tonight: fried egg and bacon sandwiches with cheese and diced onion and a Dr. Pepper. Hear that, ladies? I'm having eggs and bacon for dinner.
Damn, you must be rich. And afford to eat eggs for dinner and afford the bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah. So then you're just having a regular Dr. Pepper. You must have finished off the blackberries.
I have a few of them left. I'm saving them because I really like them. I get them on the list too with the hose and all that. So that's this weekend when I do all that stuff.
Even Lady D's commenting, wow, that's like a $15 sandwich now.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's I'm probably gonna film it because I'm gonna try something different with it and see how that works.
Yeah. Yep, I agree with you, Al Bundy. Yeah. BS. But hey.
Did you see that video I made the latest one with the hamburgers and tots?
Yep.
Right. That thing got over 520 something views, right? And it's just the screenshot is just these two average looking burgers and a pile of tater tots I put on there.
Yeah, you
And
clickbaited it though. I was pissed. I was gonna put something rude on there, but I didn't. Out of
yet,
respect.
what do you mean clickbaited it?
Yeah, because in the beginning you're like, "Oh, I got to get my secret sauce." You talk about your sauce halfway through the video, and you never show the sauce. You just see it spilling out one of the burgers. Well, what the hell? You got to show the sauce before you put it on there if you're gonna brag about it.
But it's just an average screenshot, right? And all the other ones I went to a lot of trouble to make it look really nice and presentable. They only get a few views. I don't understand that.
Well, just for that, I'm gonna punish you. I'm gonna hold out my shepherd's pie video for at least another day before I post it. I was gonna post it after the stream, but yeah, just for that, you clickbaited me. Maybe watch that. And yeah, I still don't know how you made your sauce. So
My sauce consists of mayo, ketchup, mustard, a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of pepper, and yeah, then I just got to go over the how many ounces of each you put in there because, like I said, it's close. It's not perfect. I want to get it perfect. It's really really close to being the actual Whopper sauce.
Al Bundy thinks the secret sauce was in the chicken patties. Question is, was it really chicken? Which brings me to, did you get to watch the restream of 10 TV from last night?
I saw a part of it. I got to watch the rest of it later on today.
Okay, well, I'm breaking this wide open. 10, no offense, but yeah, you're talking about those mermaids. Okay, here's my theory on the mermaids. All right, Fukushima went off. They collected all the radiation. Now Japan's dumping all that radiation in the oceans. The tuna is floating around, in the coral around there, and they're getting radiated. They're turning into mermaids. That's how they made chicken of the sea. Think about it. Why is it chicken of the sea? Why isn't it tuna of the sea? Think about it. So we got to worry about land chickens. Shouldn't be worrying about sea chickens also. Yeah, think about it.
So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Lady D almost started looking for the Dr. Pepper Blackberry. Lady D, it is delicious. I love it.
I want to see they're going to make the blackberry, Dr. Pepper blackberry snow cones this summer. Maybe I'll try it then. Al Bundy says Bat Boy makes good soup. Alrighty. So, and of course, gonna do our prayer minute. Anybody needs prayers, please. You don't have to put names and all that. If you got a name you need prayed for, just put in there. Please pray. We'll put them on the prayer list. I still ask you to pray for 10 TV's dog, still recovering, and also pray for Shift Kicker that she does a complete recovery. Because we love our chef, we do miss her, but I'm not going to push the thing. And I know she's family time and her appointments, so
I pray for all of them every single day.
no, me too. So
No, Lady D, I don't put relish in it. It's just mayo, the ketchup, mustard, the black pepper, vinegar, and once I get it perfected, I'll post the ingredients. It's really really close. It really is. Dang it! And I was looking forward to seeing that shepherd's pie video. Oh, I gotta wait now. Dang it!
for y'all that like to take your air travel to these exotic places, this is being reported by travelandleisure.com. This popular Caribbean island just got an update. U.S. travel advisory. Here's what it means for travelers. U.S. government is urging travelers to exercise extreme caution in the Turks and the Caicos areas.
Regular
Exercise
size.
extreme caution because of crime. That's the same thing with Mexico. You need more than a passport to enter Mexico now. The resorts aren't even safe. They found out that the cartels are running the resorts. So if they want to frickin' snag you, they're going to snag you.
Lady D says large eggs were $4.99. Now they're $8.99. Yeah, $8.99. Yeah, they're going up everywhere. That's for a dozen, right?
Yep. Yeah, I still got the large eggs. I'm going to admit my mistake. I made some tater tots because watching your video with the tater tots made me want tater tots. I didn't want to, you know, have to make homemade hash browns. So I made tater tots, baked them, and I smashed them down, and I added eggs to it. Right? It was like, oh, I'll have egg and potato freaking tacos. I added too much egg. I couldn't even taste the tater tots. I'm like, oh, epic fail. But that's the first time I actually used the large eggs. I should have just kept it two, but I did three in the pan, and yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I do. Because I always say when I cook, you can always add to it, but once it's in there, you can't take away. You can't take it out.
Yeah. Luckily, our large eggs are between $5 and $6. That's all they've gone up. They're cheaper than the medium eggs, and I'm talking about these are the huge ones. They're not the, I guess they're the extra large eggs or whatever, a dozen for them. So that's not too bad. One egg equals two eggs, so hey. So I added three eggs, so that was six eggs in there. Yeah, that was way too much. I should have just done one egg with the tater tots. I probably would have tasted the tater. And yes, I did add onion, and I did add jalapenos. You got to add those jalapeno peppers. Even Marshmallow Man knows that.
Yeah, Lady D, it's unfortunate that we have to get the pasteurized eggs because the ones you can get from the farms, you don't have to refrigerate them. You can keep them on your counter for months and months, and they'll be fine.
Dun dun dun. And if you get eggs and you go off by the freaking date, don't do that. That's just the best sell date. Float them in water if they float or not. Then you know if they're still good or not. Because just like your milk, I've got plenty of gallons of milk that said, oh, they're good till 1 April. And here it is, 6th of March, and it's already gone bad. I got cottage cheese. I'm like, what the?
It all depends too on the because some milk will last a lot longer past the best by date, but it all depends on when it gets to the store. Because sometimes they'll leave it out and they won't refrigerate it right away. They'll be putting other stuff back, and that's a factor in it too. So you can get a gallon of milk, it'll be good for 3 days, and it'll go bad well before the best by date.
Yeah. Oh, man. See, I really wish they fixed it. Oh, I'm waiting for the stream. Hold on.
Yeah, Lady D. Sometimes you can when you get your eggs, especially from the farmer. Once in a while from the store, you might get some double yolk ones, but mainly from the farmer. Yeah, it does happen, and they're good too when you get the double yolk ones.
Okay, I'm only doing this one because I'm not seeing no recalls, and I know Mike likes his pot pies.
I love my pot pies.
So, Daily Meal. DailyMeal.com is reporting the 9 best frozen pot pie brands ranked. So, yeah, check that out if you want to know the top 9 brands. Are there even 9 brands out there?
I know they have Banquet, Marie Callender's, Swanson, and that. I mean, that stuff's good, but once I like with the beef stroganoff, once I started making my homemade chicken pot pies, the store stuff ain't the same. You know what I mean?
You know, they don't add the stuff that you like, they just add the fluff. That's the only bad thing. But hey, if you're one of those guys, you're single, you live out in the woods with your dogs, like in Ontario, Canada, and you don't have time to be cooking everything homemade all the time. You run over to Wally World and buy yourself some of the best frozen pot pie brands. That's why you need to check out Daily Meal and yeah, figure out which ones they are, and then stock your freaking freezer full of them. Because when the systems come through and all the snow dumps, you may want to sit at home with a nice fire eating your pot pies. I can't believe this is what, day 4, day 5 of them not having any recalls.
Yeah, that's weird because normally it's they at least have one or two of them or five of them in a day.
Yeah. Double yolked eggs. Wow. Yeah, they gave that chicken some fertility pills or something. I definitely wouldn't use the double yolks. No, no, no. But be careful when you go to eat at restaurants because some of them will. You just never know what they're doing back in the kitchen. That's why I like Shakey's Pizza back in the day. You saw him do everything from start to finish through this glass wall. You knew if the guy was freaking messing with your pizza while making it. Yeah. The Marshmallow Man, you're the only person I know that has, squirrel pot pies. So. I don't know. I guess if it was the apocalypse, I may break down and eat squirrel, but you know, I can't admit I've never had squirrel. Had rattlesnake. Mmm, rattlesnake's good. Tastes like chicken. Buck, 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 buck.
I've never had squirrel. I've had rattlesnake. I've had rabbit. I've had deer, venison stew.
Yeah. Hey, if you're in Massachusetts and New Hampshire, Shaw's Supermarket is closing its stores. So if you go to that grocery supermarket, good luck.
We don't, as far as I know, we don't have any around here that I know of. I haven't seen any.
Oh, there's that story. Okay,
Morning,
list.
Camel Carl. How you doing,
Who came in?
Camel Carl? Good morning.
Hey, Camel Coral. Hey, for y'all that are worried about all the volcanoes blowing and the earthquakes going on and the heavy weather systems that I reported on coming in this week, yeah, go check out listwire.com. Guatemala's volcano eruption and stunning before and after images. So they got pictures. If you've never been, seen, or experienced a volcano eruption, go check that one out. I mean, I survived the Mexico one, and I survived the freaking Mount St. Helens one. So, and I wish they would bring that other one back. They took it off already, which really ticked me off. One of the places here had a map showing what would be affected if Yellowstone blew, and actually had a map showing. Now they didn't have the dust bowl and all that other stuff that would happen after, just if it blew, and pretty much the immediate states around it would be annihilated, melted. Yeah, before the fallout.
Yeah, and then after that, well, all the states, yeah, they'd be around it. They wouldn't be here, and then unfortunately, that that's probably going to set off about a chain reaction of other earthquakes. And then besides that, it's got the all that ash that's going to be in the air. You don't want to breathe that in because that's like breathing in molten glass.
Uh, hey, go to theheartysoul.com. 40 worst foods for your heart. And it's not looking too good for the delis because they're showing a picture of a deli. So all those processed deli meats, yeah, well, we already knew that was going to be on there. And NBC News is reporting Canada announced retaliatory tariffs on 21 billion of U.S. goods. Really, you really want to commit suicide? We'll just cut off the oil, cut off the gas. We cut off the freaking three states that are getting power from you. Uh, I'm sorry, I'll just go with Aunt Jemima's pancake syrup And we got a new champion of the world for whiskey. So if I really wanted to drink whiskey, I'd buy the new champ. I don't got no Canadian whiskey, so yeah. Now what you gonna do then? Can't sell your cars. The east part of Canada can't drive because they're out of gas and got no oil. Yeah, the power's gonna have to shut off because you need oil and you need gas to run those freaking generators. Yeah, think about it.
And it's like with a lot of people, they don't realize when the power goes off for like a day or two. Some places in the city and that you still have water pressure and that, but that's because they have generators running the place. If it goes off long term, they'll eventually run out of that fuel and that, and you won't be having your water anymore.
Yeah. Well, Mexico's been quiet since Canada's been doing their stuff, but Mexico knows they're screwed. They probably got notified of all the freaking car makers leaving Mexico, moving back to the U.S. Because you know what? Yeah. So I can't even remember anything else past the mermaids.
I got up to the mostly true news, and I said I'm going to save the rest of it for later because
Oh my God. Here's another liberal complaining. Go check out Market Watch for this freaking deplorable freaking complaint. My stepmother inherited 100% of my father's estate. She's leaving everything to her two kids. Is that fair?
well, what you gotta look at it this way? What was her relationship with her father? Were they estranged? Did they grow apart? Did they have a fight? And then I mean,
Well, obviously, the dude's stepmom was married to the dad, and he left everything to her. He was really, worried about his son or daughter, whoever it is, the safest male or female, that's not getting a dime. They could have been better for the dad. He could have wrote it in the will, if he even had a will. And that's part of the thing. Everybody should have a will. If you don't, then yeah, you're trusting that one person. Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one. The NOAA, you know who that is. It's coming from USA Today. Lays off 1,000 employees. And of course, as President Trump escalates federal cuts. See, they're blaming Mr. T. Last week they're blaming Elon. I think it's the CEOs for the places letting the people go so they get a bigger freaking end of the year freaking bonus. And they're just throwing it around.
I don't understand. I just don't. T and Musk, they're doing what they can to help the country and that, and all these pieces, you know what, keep complaining and complaining. But when Potato was in there walking around clueless, doing all this crap, not a peep from anybody what he did.
See, and ABC News is complaining. They're saying T-Man vowed to make economy better on day one. Now he says U.S. is in transition. Of course it is. Everybody knew common sense. If you have a brain cell in your head, you know we're going to have to go through a little bit of pain to make it better because of all the crap he has to fix.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, when he gets in, he's not going to be able to wave a magic wand and fix everything overnight. It's going to take time.
Yeah. And especially when you get the libertards and the freaking Democrats and they're bitching and suing for everything, that delays everything. So you've got anybody that why it hasn't been fixed yet, blame the Democrats and the liberals. They're the ones bitching and complaining because they're losing all their money.
Yep.
Yeah. They don't want to give your money back to you. So think about it. You got to follow the money. If you ain't smart enough to remember, follow the money, then yeah, you deserve to freaking have that Democrat running your freaking place where you live at. And when you're poor and you can't afford your food and you're homeless, you ain't got a job, you can't go to the food bank to get food because it's been cut. No, it wasn't cut. They only cut the pandemic stuff out. So don't listen to mainstream media where they're saying, "Oh well, they're taking away all the money." No, they're not. It depends on how the food banks run too, because I've worked for food banks. You could say I have a PhD. Are you listening up, YouTube? I do have a PhD from working at the food bank for 10 plus years, and yeah, I'll tell you, there's things that they could fix and they didn't. There's some food banks out there pre-pandemic that they're bending to the will of certain hereditary people. Oh well, I can't eat meat. Well, here's a cabbage. Oh no, you need to get this, you need to get that. And some food banks spent that extra money to get certain types of food for them. No, this is a food bank, you're getting it free. If you don't get what we give you, go buy it yourself. That's the policy it should be. You don't freaking bend over to go spend money where you could be, feeding 30 other people, but you're spending enough just for one family because, oh, I can't eat this or I can't eat that. Then you ain't that
Exactly.
hungry.
Exactly. It's free food, and I still say this: what are all these people, the picky eaters, and they're gonna do when the crap hits the fan for real? They're not gonna have a choice. They're gonna have to eat what they have in front of them, or they're not gonna eat.
You know, and you know why I feel that way? Not only working there and listening to the stuff. Hey, V Charming, good to see you, darling.
Good
Glad you're
morning,
back.
be
You're feeling better
charming.
from all that twerking at Waffle House. I'm glad you're safe. I heard about those bad tornadoes in Florida, so I was kind of worried because I couldn't remember what county you're in. But not seeing you, I was praying for y'all. Everything was all right. So, but yeah, the reason the food bank thing, not only that, is when you hear the parents haven't paid their kids' lunch thing, but we're not going to let a kid go hungry. We're going to give them 2 pieces of bread and a slice of cheese, and they can have that for lunch. Yeah, how's that going to freaking satisfy the hunger? Let alone give them the proper nutrition to continue learning for the rest of the day. Why don't you slap 2 pieces of bread with some peanut butter? At least you give them protein with the peanut butter. Oh, wait, you can't have peanut butter because there's that one kid, in the school system somewhere throughout the city that's allergic. Well, you tell them to go freaking eat in a different room. Because I'm sorry, eating a peanut butter jelly sandwich is not going to make somebody freaking all freaking, you know, break out and all that other stuff. You need to use an EpiPen on them just because somebody across the room's eating peanut butter. No, they actually have to have it near their system, not breathing it in the room. Yep.
Yeah,
See, even
I can imagine. Be tired. You have to. Glad your daughter got in safely.
mm-hmm. And she's brave. She deserves a medal. She actually flew and didn't have no problems with the plane. Thank goodness. Because, we've been hearing everything about planes going around. Yeah, exactly, Lady D. They'll attack the peanut butter, but not the milk. Yeah, exactly. Anybody with a freaking that sneezes should automatically quarantine. You're worrying about somebody sniffing freaking peanut butter from across the room and having an allergic reaction. Those germs, when they sneeze, travel further than the peanut butter would.
Oh yeah. Plus with the preschool kids and the The ones I forget, I think she's in a ninth grade in that. Oh man, that's like nothing but a petri dish in there of cold and germs because they're going around touching their faces and they touch everything else, and that's why they all end up getting sick and staying sick almost the whole winter sometimes.
Yeah. So, of course, you heard about the big strike of that prison in New York, right?
No, I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I guess the prison guards, whatever, went on strike, and they're wanting more pay, better conditions, and a reporter did some pictures, and the place looks horrendous. But it's New York for you. That's probably a 5-star hotel, really, and yeah, they're gonna do whatever they need to do to try to get the money and bully their system and all that. They had to call in the National Guard and all that stuff. We could take care of you know the prisoners. They're gonna come up with a deal, and the next thing you know, watch, New York's gonna freaking fire every single one of them. Watch, because they have to cut down, and they're gonna blame Mr. T for it. I see that coming, but you know what? It works for me. Hey, you got to have cutbacks. Yeah, I feel bad in a way. Some ways I feel bad for the prisoners. Other ways, no, because some of the places they showed, like some of the bathrooms, yeah, the prisoners should have cleaned those bathrooms a whole lot freaking better. But when's the last time those sinks have been replaced? It could have been 80 years. You never know. So I'm not putting all the blame on the prisoners, but the prisoners got to take care of stuff too. So that's their home. Well, the ones I really feel bad for are the National Guard because, yeah, it's all about the money. You know, it's pretty bad because I've seen Guantanamo Bay on the inside, and that's definitely a freaking 10-star hotel compared to the ones they showed in New York. You know, New York, instead of spending all those billions you did on the freaking immigrants, you should have taken care of the prisoners. Yeah. Yeah, I'm nominating you for the dumbass of 2025. Yeah. But you notice it always happens in a blue state. Hmm.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm just killing time. So what do you got going on today?
What am I doing today? I already did my cigarettes. And I gotta do my normal work, and then yeah, that's about it. And catch up on some YouTube, watch the rest of 10, and then yeah, that's about it. How about you? And make my
Uh,
dinner later on.
well, here you go. I got one for you because AI's been listening to what you've been saying, Mike, and I heard you earlier. Now I finally posted something. Took them a little bit to bring it up because this came out about a week ago. Go check out Reader's Digest. Here's their title: 12 warning signs it's time for a new cell phone. They came across the screen. It's like, oh, I got to mention it for Mike.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that because I am gonna have to get a new cell phone. I'll take care of that this weekend because I got to get that. I want to get that other stuff too for the that new series I'm gonna start on my channel.
Yeah. Did you hear about the DC plane crash? The
No,
NTSB is calling for immediate changes at Reagan Airport. There's not many changes they can actually do. They control the skies, and they know there's places they can't freaking fly. So yeah,
Lady D, I vote that you make a Chinese dish out of that.
yeah. Some of you that like frozen foods and you got a Costco's, go check out Bobby Parrish. That's Bobby Parrish with two R's in his last name. His title is "Delicious Costco Frozen Foods You Can't Miss." He's holding on to a big ass freaking bag of something or another. I mean, I think it's like frozen chicken and something. For you intellectual types, like B. Charmin, I think she knew this guy. Go check out livescience.com. Why? Because you get educated and you might laugh. Fun and random facts about Albert Einstein. Think you know everything about Albert Einstein? Go check it out. I may, there's probably about a 5 minute read. So, yeah, some interesting things.
You make teriyaki or ginger. I love
And there's,
teriyaki.
huh? Teriyaki? Yeah.
Teriyaki.
But you can add a little ginger to the teriyaki. You don't have to add a lot. But you know what? What's even better? Have teriyaki chicken and have some ginger tea. There you go.
Well, well, I'll still say with ginger, I still prefer Marianne.
Yeah. I think she's a little too old for you now.
Yeah.
Rest her soul. But yeah. So let's see. Oh, what were we talking about? Oh man, I forgot the topic I was going to mention now. Yeah, I loved fresh ginger tea. I bought the bags. I bought one little thing of it. I think it had 10 or 12 bags in there. I bought the ginger tea that way, and I'll let it soak, sip, or whatever you want, whatever seep in there. But it
Marinade.
doesn't taste good as fresh ginger tea that you brew. Uh,
Lady D's making me hungry.
yeah, fried rice and kimchi. Oh yeah. Ooh, kimchi. Gotta love it. But cucumber kimchi, or just the kimchi spices. No cabbage kimchi. No, 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 no. Yeah, be charming. Exactly. They're waiting to stop the helicopters, but I don't know. I need to get back to the tea thing. Maybe I'm going to start making a rule. I will not stream unless I'm drinking hot tea. No coffee. Coffee before or after I have my tea, but I gotta have my tea. Then I could sit here and I could tell Lady D, hey, what kind of tea you having? I'm having this kind of tea. Yeah. But yeah. So you're being punished. I'm gonna make you wait another day before I drop that shepherd's pie video.
Dang it. Oh, well,
Hey,
I'll
at
be
least
looking
I'm not
forward to it.
clickbaiting. At least I'm not clickbaiting it. All right.
Well, technically, I put my showed put my special sauce on the
Oh no no no
burger.
no! I'll correct you. Stop using words. It was a leaker. It was leaking out one of the burgers, and it looked, and with it leaking, all it looked like was Thousand Island leaking. I really hate to say it. You could have at least had a picture of you pouring it on the burger or something. Like, okay, that's a secret sauce.
I put it on there with my spoon.
Well, you didn't show that you put it on with a spoon. You showed the burgers. You showed the tater tots. I'll be back, and they came back, and yeah,
Oh no, I think I might have uploaded the wrong video then. Oh, I'm gonna have to go look then. I might have uploaded the wrong video.
yeah. I think I'm gonna do a short video. What's Lady D up to today? And I'm gonna show the sun. She's getting deed. Just joking. I wouldn't do that, Lady D. I'm joking. Plus, B Charm is like, what? She wasn't here for it, so yeah. See, I feel good like when I did the Al Bundy one. I have to make crush. I thought it was 470 views. It was over 400. But it felt good that everybody went out there and checked out Al Bundy because he did a nice thing. And I was really freaking fighting so much I had even called YouTube and talked to him and argued with him about the fact that, I'm not monetized. I'll even put on there that I'm not monetized. All credit goes to the creators if they want. But I wanted to do a thank you video. And it just wouldn't have been an Al Bundy video without the Al Bundy song. So.
Yeah, Lady D, it's the same for me. Some of the videos I don't think I'm gonna get any views on. I get a lot of views on it. Like the it was the Christmas chicken video. I think it was only 22 seconds, and that got over 1,400 something views in like 3 days.
Thank you, Al. Yeah. Ooh, Lady D just gave, well, between Mike and Lady D, just gave me a good parody video I could do. And this is for B Charmin. I can go buy me a full freaking chicken or a hen, not chopped up or anything.
Hello, Super Dave.
Yeah, that's Lady D calling you. And I'm gonna rinse the chicken out, and then I'm gonna put it to music. I'm gonna show the chicken dancing, and I'm gonna put on there. I'm gonna put it twerking at B Charmin's kitchen. Joking, B Charmin.
These spam calls. Ugh.
See, she needs the ginger and something spicy, and I really want fruit. Well, now technically jalapenos could be considered a fruit. You know how they could technically be that way? You plant your jalapenos. That's why I do serranos because they work really well. You plant them within 6 inches of a tomato plant, and the spices of the jalapeno go straight into the tomatoes. Now the tomatoes aren't as spicy as the jalapenos or the serrano peppers. Don't get me wrong, but you still could taste a little spiciness in those tomatoes. I haven't
Unless
tried
you
the Roma tomatoes to grow it that way, but the big beef steak ones, oh yeah, you could taste the freaking, especially when you surround the plant with all the jalapeno plants.
unless you marinate green olives in jalapeno juice and you forget they're there for a few months and then you try them. Oh my God! Wow. And tomatoes, I think back in the day, they were called love fruit, and everyone thought they were poisonous until somebody ate one and proved everyone wrong.
Ah, I don't want the map of the local area. So West Central Texas, to include West Texas, is under a wind advisory today. Do not spark, do not have barbecues or anything outside. That warning came across. It is currently 70 degrees, sunny, and very windy. So just want to pass that on to the local people listening. It is currently at 10:32 in the morning, so if you're watching the restream, then you know when this got posted. But please, before we take off, I do want to say please be weather aware. The next 5 to 10 days, this system is going to engulf the lower 48, possibly Canada too. If I have my way on it, I'm going to contact all the not the solar panel, but the windmill farms and tell them to point their freaking windmills towards Canada so we can push the system up towards their way. Share the, you know, share it with them a little. And if they say, well, what region? It's like Ontario.
And remember, not counting today, only one day until Friday. Hope you're all going to stay safe, stay warm, stay hydrated. Please drink your water. It's very important. And God bless every single one of you.
B. Charmin says it's Grand Central Station here this morning at her house. Is like, B, you made a rule that you weren't doing any more cooking. So who's doing the cooking this morning since it's Grand Central Station? And while I waited for the answer, Lady D puts the other day I cut up a whole chicken and seasoned it with honey Dijon and herbs, pepper, onions, and it cooked down to a sweet, nice gravy. Ooh, that does sound good. Yes, everybody, please say awesome as Al Bundy says. Remember, tell you love when you love them, even if you're mad at them. Beach Arm's like, nobody's eating. Just give them 2 pieces of bread and a slice of cheese. If it's good enough for the school kids, this should be good enough for your family. Tell them, hey, Doge freaking, took away your funding. Everybody else is blaming on Doge. Yeah. And thanks for being the best chat on all social media. I like to brag about it. Everybody else just says it to try to get clicks and get their money and all that. I'm not monetized. Will not be monetized, and I tell it from the heart. Please be safe. We will see you on Friday, and unless I have to do a emergency live or a video because of the storm system coming in that's hitting California now. So please be prepared. Watch the weather. It's coming your way. Start locking down Earth and they can fly away. And be charming. Enjoy your family.
We need the public announcement from Mike. What?
Yeah. You need a public announcement.
Oh. Oh, I hope we don't get that ice stuff. Oh, man. Like I said on that video the other day, I'm not getting excited over this warm weather because I know we're going to get something, 1 or 2 more of this stuff.
Yep. And,
Lady D, thank you. Remember, please drink your water.
Yeah, well, you did say it. She just didn't pay attention. Ooh, B Charming's got Gal's Day at the salon this afternoon. Well, damn, that means you got to put clothes on because they don't let ladies walk in the salons naked. But check your temperature before you put clothes on. So thanks, Mike, for coming up here, and hopefully we'll be able to see you Friday.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and everybody be safe. And I can't remember that saying from Deadpool. So I'm just going to say to all the liberals and Democrats, you want some? Come get some. Oh, yeah, don't forget about the blood moon tomorrow night. Maybe if I'm really bored and can't sleep and I'm watching the blood moon, I'll broadcast live. But I doubt it. 1:30 in the morning, they don't pay me enough. How about you, Mike? You gonna be up at 1:30 in the morning tomorrow night?
I'd be likely to be up around 3. I'm not going to be up that late. I mean, that early.
Why not? Go to sleep earlier. That's what I do. Oh, I think I went to sleep about 7 o'clock yesterday evening. I was so wiped out for working outside. So I know you ain't gonna get no D today, so try to get some C.
Oh my God.